Hi everybody, got another one of these I guess I call them a side journal, way to write sideways instead of like a normal book, I guess. And I want to measure it. It measures 8.5 by 5.5. So, I mean, these are nice size journals. On the front, this is a cameo that I made from when I used to make jewelry. It's got different pieces of fabric and a crochet doily, and that is a dyed seam binding flower. Little bow over here, some laces and a stamp. Got some cheesecloth in the background. It's layered. It's got a postcard here. I had a piece of paper with some stitching, so I put that on there, and you can see a little bit of it over here. And then some cheesecloth, and then it's fabric covered with another piece of lace going behind it. And there's the back. Love it. Real pretty. Now, I had previously untied this before I did the video. It's one of these slide-in books that you can slide your papers in and out. This is the inside cover, and I added layers of layers of paper. I don't know why I get my words crossed up sometimes, but you know, getting to be a senior. But these are two of the Tim Holtz dolls, and then I layered some papers on top of the lace that's going around. So it's got a layer of paper, layer of lace, layer of paper. And I put some fabric tag there, and a card there. And this was a torn envelope, so I used it. Thought it was kind of cool looking. I don't know what she's barking at, but it is a barking day, y'all. Over here, I made this frame from a die cut and put an image behind it, and then put some acetate over it, and one of my name labels, and a postcard made out of a book page with an original stamp. And then you have writing on the back, and then you have all this writing over here. And this is a piece of pattern paper, sewing pattern paper. Again, more sewing Saturn paper, part of a French book page. Pretty image, and I used some washi tape. Over here is layers of paper. I love to have that, you know, because you can just keep writing and writing and writing. And then a really pretty piece of stationery with a label, and again, more space to write. And it's got a lot of pages in it. A little ticket here with an image and some washi tape. More layers of paper. Whoop. I forgot to put something there. We'll just stick you in there. Okay. This is a little identification card I made on my computer. And, you know, I used this report address of Louisiana Bank and Trust, which is no longer in business. And just made up the dates and his name, and used the image that I had in my library. Little label over here, some washi tape and an image. Another collage going over here. This is a restaurant here in Shreveport. Oh, do they have the best icebox pies. Oh my God, they're so good. I can't wait. They only do peach once a year, and they do it in June after Father's Day, and I can't wait. So I can get my annual piece of peach pie. Got area to write here. Got a ticket and a little mini card here with a handsome gentleman and another Shreveport business. This is a card here made from a book page. Look at all that space to write on. I make a lot of these things in advance so that I can just add them to my journal. I've been doing that a lot lately. And then we got some cheesecloth back here. Cheesecloth and pattern paper here with an image. Another booklet. that holds, made out of a newspaper. And then I just stuffed it with a real pretty image and a journaling card and another journaling card. Get under there. Another book page up here with a vintage photo for writing, and then all this space for writing. Now, I had so many things, was what inspired this. I had so many graphics and photos and stuff that, excuse me, would only fit, that went lengthwise. But some of my books, like this is probably about 4 inches, 4 1/4. But sometimes, you know, my books are 3 1/4 wide and they're long. And I had nowhere to put a lot of these images. So they were just sitting in my box. And that was another thing that helped me come up with the idea of doing it this way, is so you can utilize some of those images when they're bigger. Little pocket here with a collage, some embossing, some pattern paper and cheesecloth. This could be a stash for lunch money. And in here we've got a stack of papers for journaling, like a little mini notepad and a card. I got this in an estate sale. You know, it's from these older cameras, probably the early 50s maybe, you know, and when you're at a location and it looks so close to you, but when you take the picture, it really goes back into the distance. There were a lot of those, and I remember my photographs coming out like that. There was no zoom. You couldn't zoom on anything. You had to be right there. So I put that on there. Here's a little envelope with a bead, and it's got a pretty lady and a postcard and then 2 tickets. I want her to show. All right, sister, in you go. All right. Again, another collage of some mini papers. This is this was out of an old vintage newspaper, and it was a list of songs that hit the charts, you know, so to speak. But these are old songs. This is like a Colombian orchestra. I had one from Al Jolson and just some old ones, you know. So I cut those up, and I'm using those. More writing space there. Little label here, but see how this comes out? So if you want to stick another piece of paper, you just pick where you want to stick it and just slide it in. I like to do it this way. You can do it any way you want, but that's what I do. So you can take out pages. Say you made a mistake and you didn't want that in your journal. You can actually remove the page and replace it. And I have in my Etsy store, I made some non-digitals that you can oh, that didn't come off. That you can purchase that, you know, say you took a whole page out and then you replaced it with a page. Well, it's tags and pockets and fabrics and all kinds of stuff. Embellishments is the word I'm looking for, that you can add on those new pages that you add in. Oop. Okay, Mr. Paperclip. There we go. This flips out for extra writing. And I knew there was, and this paper clip also serves to hold that in place. Up you go. Hold it down. And then this is on the other side of the clip. Little image of, this was out of a book that I took apart. It's just an old vintage image, been inked and stained in another vintage image. That's the original too. This is not, but this is an original. Over here is a file folder pocket with some cards for journaling. And then this opens up, and you can also journal in here. And I stamped it. Another tuck spot here. Plenty of writing space. I just love it. Little collage go on here. Here's another one of those record things. Break the news to mother just as the sun went down. Peerless Quartet. I have no idea who they were. I have to Google it. Extra pages for writing. Little stationery card, and then space there for writing too. Morrison's Cafeteria was a place here in Shreveport when I was a kid we used to go eat at. Little collage here with some fabrics of vintage image and pattern paper. This is a frame with a little bow and a card tucked in. And a French book. Over here we have a tuck spot. Does that open out? Not really. It's got some paper and different stampings on it. And then this too. And then it's got a little card with a little ticket inside. And a card for writing here. Another image with cheesecloth. Look at that dress. Oh my God, that's gorgeous. And then her wild hat. Love that. This is a tuck spot without anything in it. That's what this is. All right, let's see what we got. Let me go to my stash here. See what we got that we could put in there. Let's see, I used that one already. That's kind of interesting, but it's a little small. Let's go to the big ones. Here, I'll show you. And that might just take up the whole screen here. But this is what I store my stuff in. A big tray, and I make a whole bunch of stuff in advance. And that way I just have to pick and choose what looks the best. So, that's interesting. Let's see about this. It's long, it's pretty. There we go, and it fits. There you go. So it's kind of like you could use it for a bookmark. You could write on it. Little piece of fabric there. That's from a Funk and Wagnall's book, the map out of it. Stamp. And a little collage that I just put together. Another one of those record things. There's a big pocket here. You could use this as a tuck spot if you wanted. Some seam binding and a vintage button. Just different pieces of paper to collage with. You also have the back here for writing. Over here is additional papers, a vintage image with some washi. And then all that space and all this space. Another big pocket here with a check. I think I got a set of vintage checks from Tailor Made Journals. I think she's the one that carries them online. And this is a collage that I put together with a rosette and some fabrics. And then I put a piece of lace back there. It's just a collage. Cards to write on. This kind of neat little fabric card. And some more journaling papers. Some fabrics. Get in there. Okay, and the corners are rounded and punched. Oh, nope, that's there for pretty. And part of a French writing book up here. Collage going on here with an image of a vintage bookstore. And then some mini papers for writing. Over here is just a collage. I don't know if that's there for pretty. This image is here for pretty too. It's one of the little cards that I made. I know her. There's the crease. So I want to pull it up. Nice little image here that you could write on. A little collage thing that I made going on here with some tissue paper. And this is one of the cutouts from that 1940-ish. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's 1948. Gumbo, Louisiana, LSU yearbooks. And 2 cards. Got a little collage of stuff going on here. Some fabrics and a stamp and a ticket. And another ticket. And then over here, we've got additional writing pages. Just whatever happens to be on my desk. And this is sewing pattern paper. And this is the back. It's very similar to the front. With the Tim Holtz people. And behind it, I put some additional papers for journaling. And again, I layered paper, lace, and paper. And with one of the torn envelopes that I have. And it was one that had something on it that I didn't really care for. Doesn't fit my style now, but I did use it a long time ago. So don't throw the things. I know if you're a scrapbooker, you're not throwing away nothing. But you know, I mean, I keep these things because, you know, it can add some texture or some interest to a project you're currently working on. So I just put them in a box and save them for time when they will be used. And there we go. And again, this is one of those slide in, slide out books. Here's the, the spine is done with twine. So if you want to remove something, you can just slide it on out. Or if you want to add something, you can just slide it on in. It's really nice. A really nice spine idea. I did not come up with it, I'm sure, but somebody did in the distant past. There's the front cover again. She's so pretty. And it's been scratched and inked. And there's the back again. I want to thank y'all so much for being here with me today. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.